There could be a great question to ask sooner or later in life. What is the source of my misfortunes? What is the source of my feeling unhappy, abandoned, and such? Well, there are technically, I can say, two sources, but I would say finally, let's focus mainly on one. See, the main focus would be your environment, because where you are born, obviously there are certain morals and certain energies that will influence you. Let's not forget that when you're born in a society, the biggest problem with most societies is that they're not societies. When most people are ignorant, every society is more or less a prison. Because when everyone is doing almost the same thing around you, well, there's not much place for you to evolve, because the moment you want to pick a path that is different from the others, well, a lot of people will ghost you, a lot of people will simply betray you, some people will even deliberately try to pull you down. So your environment will always play a certain role. If the environment is one of misery, well, you don't need to ask yourself too much more what the source of your misery can be. The only reason why a society is miserable is because each generation refuses to do something to bypass that misery, right? Not bypass, actually, to transcend that misery, mainly because, well, sooner or later it's easy to become much easier, too easy to play the defeatist role, to be the one who's suffering, to be the one who, victimizes. It's so much easier, right, than simply doing anything else. When such feeble-minded people, and spiritually weak people end up doing this and they are convinced about this as being their life purpose, or, well, whatever you want to call it, well, the problem is they are just like caged birds. The moment they see someone else fly, well, the first impulse would be to cut their wings, right? Teachers kind of do that. Well, teachers themselves maybe not, but the schooling system kind of does. Because, well, nowadays it's kind of starting to get proven more and more that the schooling system is doing exactly what TikTok is doing to our children, but at a much lower and less perceivable rate, right? What TikTok is doing to us, well, not necessarily us, everyone who's using it, but especially to the younglings, is that, well, TikTok is overloading your brain. The more you make use of it, all those dozens, hundreds, thousands of videos that you see, they simply overswarm your brain with all sorts of useless information. You may not remember what you've seen 3 videos ago, but your brain does. See, your subconscious mind remembers each and every second of your life. One needs a certain level of attunement to themselves to get acquainted to that. See, if someone knows how to tap into your subconscious mind, they can actually have you say or feel the exact same emotions or things you've spoken, well, even 30 years ago, in a certain day and moment of your life, with the exact same emotion, the exact same voice, even if you obviously forgot those. 'Cause honestly, no one's gonna remember each and every one moment of their life, right? You may remember some of the most pleasant, some of the least pleasant, but no one's gonna remember the entire life, right? Well, your subconscious mind does. Now, your conscious mind, or, well, what you basically consciously focus on, well, kind of deletes or disregards 99% of the information that they get, right? Because don't forget, you may look, just like now, I may look at the field around me and there's so much grass. Well, your brain can understand how many blades of grass there are, because, well, you've got a certain sense within you that feels each and every living being around you. But, well, we kind of never need to deal with big numbers, because whether you've got 4.3 billion blades of grass around you or just 2.8 million, well, that's not going to make any difference in your life, right? The only good thing, though, being in nature, is that while your internet connection may be, sucky, or you might not even have one, well, you can find another type of connection with much ease. Now, one may also need a lot of patience, and, well, the problem is the more you overstimulate your brain, the least patience you're gonna have, because the more you put into your brain, the more you're unsettled the mind will be, right? Your mind will be more unsettled, more and more unsettled, because it's going to be more and more vibrant. You're going to find it harder and harder to focus on things. You're going to become more and more forgetful. But obviously you're not gonna care, you're gonna say that, it's all normal, you're gonna probably make fun of you, and I don't know, probably you're gonna conduct with the same self-destructive patterns. So the environment can definitely play a huge role. Not forgetting that the environment also houses a lot of your parents and also even ancestral patterns within, energy influences on it, right? Because in some places of the world, people are born in a house where their forefathers also lived. They may no longer be around you, fortunately or unfortunately, but their miseries, happiness, thoughts and the such, they are simply still there, right? They are, let's say, almost like ghosts, right? Because every emotion, every thought, every idea that you think of, the more energy you focus on it, the more you impregnate the walls, the objects, everything you interact with, you impregnate with those energies. And they're gonna be lying there for a long time, layer upon layer upon layer of such emotions. That is why a lot of people, especially the ones who become complacent with their thoughts, you see them when they get older and older, they will tend to go and do the same things, and they will tend to stand in the same places because that's where they feel comfortable, in the same place where they've been thinking the same things again and again and again. So another source of your misery is the fact that you're calling yourself, or at least you're indirectly thinking that you are gonna be here forever. See, a lot of people know that they're not gonna be here forever, but unfortunately, like most of them haven't realized that they're not gonna be here forever. Hence why they have all the time to quarrel on social media about all sorts of pieces of meaning. That's, the meaning is the first thing you're gonna lose anyways, right? The physical things you're not gonna be able to lose because, you never owned anything. And I'm not speaking that because, there's some fuckers in the world with their 2030 agenda that's you're not gonna own anything and you're gonna be happy. Well, you already don't own anything according to nature, because we're just playing a role that, we're signing a paper and you have some ownership over something. Yes, that is a good thing because at least you have at least some insurance that what you theoretically own is not going to be stolen from you, or that some repercussions are going to be attempted to be done towards those who steal from you. But the point is, you never owned anything. The only thing you own is your karma. And your karma is basically the structure which allows you to exist. Based on your karma, your physical body will have a certain appearance based on what life chooses to experience. You will get born on a certain family based on how you died the previous life. It also has a tremendous influence on how you will be born, and there's way more, variables and things like that. Now, when people think that they are, immortal and the such, they have all the time to waste on, irrelevant things. And one of them is obviously meaning. They're going to simply focus on it because it is a very good way to distract you from all your problems. The more you distract yourself from your problems, well, they will linger. Your problems will appear, right? And you disregard those problems, well, life's gonna punch you in the face constantly, right? It's gonna give you punches until you can no longer take them. I've had periods in my life where I only focused on doing the hardest things so I can easily deal with the easy things in the end. So I had, I thought I would have an easy life, but nope, life kept throwing harder and harder things, and I handled them, and the easy things became a lot, and well, I had to sleep less and less, and well, sooner or later we kind of all get along with the things that we have to do, because we all have to deal with the things in our life. If we don't, we're going to pass on to our children, and they're going to have a more miserable life. And well, the irony is that sooner or later you're going to get born into one of the future generations anyways. So why not try to at least ensure that they're going to have less karma to worry about, right? Less ignorance to worry about, because the world that you're building today is not your world. It's going to be the world for them, right? The ignorance, how you spend your time, right? Successful people have the same amount of hours as you, but they are successful for a reason. Their environment is supporting them, and they're not wasting time too much. I mean, maybe yes, from time to time, but being productive has its merits. So hopefully this video raised a bit of awareness. You're appreciated. Take care. And this being said, Ferenc Board signing out.